Okay, we are live.
Okay. All right, I'd like to call the meeting to order. It's February 10th, 2021, and it's 2:08 p.m. And I'd like to do a roll call. I'm William Ireland Lee, the chairperson of the Condemnation Board. Broderick Sawyer is the fire marshal who is not attending. Thomas, would you introduce yourself?
Sure. Tom Closter. I'm the Director of Environmental Services for the Department of Health, and I'm sitting in for the Director of Health, Deanna Demore.
Okay, Stephen, would you introduce yourself, please?
Steve Bruschi, I'm the inspector for the board.
Okay, and Matt, would you please introduce yourself?
Matt Sapienza from the Office of Corporation Counsel.
Okay, and Lee, you are Lee Thompson. Would you want to introduce yourself and the relationship?
I'm Lee Thompson. I'm Stanley Thompson's wife, and I have power of attorney. He's got dementia.
Okay, I'm sorry to hear that, but Lee, thank you so much for coming to this meeting with us. We're going to waive the minutes from the previous meeting. And the item on the agenda today is 162 Strawberry Hill Avenue, which had a fire.
Two fires.
Two fires, correct, but one did extensive damage to the exterior, which was the last fire. So it's come to our attention and concern about the structural stability of the building, since we have an adjacent school and tennis courts, and we are in fear of collapse, really, structurally, because of the weight of snow. There's also some health and fire issues there. And of course, like you just mentioned, the significant fire damage over the past year. We're looking for demolition of the property. The fire marshal, I have letters, email here from the fire marshal and the health inspector, Thomas Closter, at the time on December 22nd, they went to the property. The email I received from Inspector Sawyer was in agreement that the building should be demolished. So that would be his vote in this. I have photos here. Have you seen it at all, Lee, the property? Have you seen any?
Yeah, we drove by a couple of weeks ago.
Okay, and you saw the condition. Do you concur?
Yeah, we were shocked that it wasn't torn down already.
Well, there's legal ways that we have to do things to protect you and the city of Norwalk, which if you need an explanation, you could talk to Attorney Sapienza from the city. What we do is put this to a vote. If you have no issues or any concerns or any remediation you plan on doing without the city doing it for you.
We don't own it anymore.
I'd like to have Matt, if you could, Matt, you can hear me, step in on that, please.
Sure. So upon review by the law department, it looks like a foreclosure action was commenced by a bank, but the action is still pending. There's been delays for whatever reason, but in the law department's view, legally, Mr. Stanley Thompson is still the owner of record of the property, although it is in a foreclosure has started, but legally title has not changed. So in the city's view, Stanley Thompson is currently the owner, and that's, I think, why we just want to make sure that they were notified. We have notified the bank via email, and I believe registered certified mail of this meeting. The bank who initiated the foreclosure action doesn't look like they have decided to attend today.
Yeah, I don't know who boarded it up after the first fire then, because we didn't, and cleaned it out. So somebody spent money on it, and it wasn't us.
I think the city did take one other prior remediation action. So I'm not sure if that's the same boarding you're talking about, but the city itself at one point previously had done a temporary mitigation measure, I think, near the start of schools. But
this was cleaned out entirely. The property was cleaned out. The house was cleaned out. The garage was boarded up. So I have no idea. The garage didn't catch fire. So
I'm not so sure, if I could just interject, I'm not so sure the inside was cleaned out.
yes, it was.
Oh, okay. I don't know who did it.
Neither do we.
Okay, anything else, Matt, you'd like to add, or?
No, I We don't have anything vested in it. We don't own it anymore. The bank does. You know, Stanley filed bankruptcy and it was granted. So we owe nothing on the mortgages. Since it had a fire there, we have no equity in it. We have no insurance on it. So
Okay. Would anyone else like to interject something? Otherwise, I'll put it to a vote. We already have one vote from the fire marshal to demolish. I'd like to go secondly to Thomas Kloster from the health.
Yes, we also agree and vote to demolish the structure.
Okay, and I'm the third vote to demolish. It's unanimous of the condemnation board to demolish the structure. Lee, the city will send you a documentation about today's meeting, and there will be still a time frame on there in case you wish to come forward with your own mitigation to the property. Correct, Matt? Am I saying that?
Yes, that's correct. I believe there'll probably be up to 30 days. The ordinance requires 30 days, and if someone else is able to inform us of a plan that they wish to do with their own.
can we waive it? Are we able to waive it? Because we
Yeah.
don't, we
We-
have
we
no
appreciate-
intention, no money, you know.
I appreciate, yeah, I think it's appreciated your candidness. I think by ordinance, we'll still end up waiting the 30 days, but it's nice to know for the record that you don't have an intention to do so.
We do
But
not.
again, we'll still probably, just for legal sake, send you the notice.
Okay.
And then, if nothing's done by whatever expiration, 30 days approximately, that's in the notice, then the city will
Yeah.
take it
It
from there.
seems a long time to let it stand, like that.
Well, it's the
We agree.
legal end of things that we have to do to protect you, protects the city. At the same time, we keep a close eye on it for its integrity. In case something happens, we might have to have an emergency demo, but we're keeping a close eye on it.
Okay.
To make sure nothing happens. And we're sorry for your loss, and we're sorry to hear about Stanley and his condition. And I want to thank you for attending this meeting.
Sure.
And like I said, you still will receive that letter.
Okay.
But it is what it is. We have to do it that way. Okay?
Okay.
Can I have a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Second? I'll second it myself. Okay, I want to thank everybody, and I appreciate the time you've given me to correct this violation. Thank you.
Good luck with the property.